January 3rd, 2026 weekly update, first weekly update of the new year. Here we go. Honestly, I sat down and I tried to do like my itinerary, not itinerary, but like my weekly, not my weekly, but my yearly tradition of like, all right, what did I do this last year? And I sat down, I started doing it, and I ended up having to like cut it short because I had to go do something else. That was on what? Thursday, actually. Thursday. I tried to do it on Tuesday before the new year, and I couldn't get it down. I wasn't mentally in it as much as I wanted to be. I did write down a few things, but I didn't get everything written down, and I had to work that day. Not that day, that wasn't Tuesday, that was a different day. It doesn't matter. But I tried to do it Tuesday, I couldn't. I tried to do it Wednesday before work, and I did, but not as much as I wanted to. And then Thursday I sat down and I really got some stuff written down, but it's still not done. Like, I'm sure that there's more than what I wrote down. I'm sure that there's more that I did last year, than what I wrote down. So, oh well. But some of the highlights from last year were definitely dealing with the accident with Vanessa. A lot of Vanessa stuff, actually. Dealing with the accident, installing the AC, dealing with the mechanical problem with the torque converter and the flex plate that broke again. Having to find a mechanic for that. Having to find a body shop for the accident to get her fixed. Not having her for, the 2 months that all that time added up for. Changing out the lights, changing out the bulbs, changing out the housings for the lights, changing out the bulbs in the dashboard, replacing little things here and there, upgrading the electrical system for bigger batteries, the second solar panel for the AC, installing some new components so that I could charge the battery bank with my generator, putting everything back in Vanessa. Just a lot of that, dude. Also went and visited my brother a lot this year. He lives out in the countryside. I've done, I think, a few weekly updates out at his spot. Not necessarily outside, but like when I was parked with Vanessa at his place, I definitely did update or two there. So, going out, visiting him, seeing him, hanging out with him more, playing electric guitar with him. He gave me an electric guitar, so I started practicing that. That's something I just thought of right now, picking up the electric guitar, practicing it. I don't practice it super frequently, but I like it though. I practiced playing yesterday actually too, so that was cool. And yeah, dude, doing mics, didn't do any shows, went through several iterations in my act for comedy. Started with one set, I'm at a completely different set now. I had one set of jokes, went from that to another set, went from that to another set, went back to an old set, which is a set that I'm still kind of on right now, but it's evolved so much more now because I've written in so much more material. So it's not really even the same set anymore. So, going from having like a weird 3 to 5 minutes to having 5 minutes to having, I don't know, maybe 8-9 minutes now. It's hard to say because I haven't really done all the material in one go, but I've got it, and it all ties into itself because it's like I have this bit, and then I extend this bit over here, and then I extend this bit over there, so now I have this giant chunk, and it's there. I need to keep working at it, so that's good. Also on the comedy front, like, I feel I feel good. Like, I feel good getting on stage. I feel like I can do it, you know? I'm not saying that I think I'm the best or I'm gonna be the greatest ever, but I feel like I can do it, and I legitimately feel that way. And I don't know what exactly happened when the switch flipped, but I feel it. It's a weird thing. Like, I feel like the switch just flipped. And I just get on stage and I just do my thing, and I just be who I'm gonna be, and I do the jokes in the manner that I'm gonna be, and they work, you know? And I think the crowd feels that too, of just like, oh, he's really just being himself right now. And it's fun, and I like that. I like that part about it. It happened definitely after I took those 2 weeks off. You know, I took those 2 weeks off intentionally from comedy, you know, not because Vanessa broke down and I was out of transportation. You know, one of those instances during the accident, I actually had a rental car during that time, so I was able to drive around and still go to mics and stuff. But the second time, when Vanessa was having the mechanical issues, you know, like, I didn't have insurance, I didn't use insurance for that. And I mean, dude, like, that was probably like a month, 3 weeks to a month of not going out and doing comedy, because I didn't have a car. I didn't have Vanessa. I couldn't get around. I was only getting to work because my parents were dropping me off at work and they were picking me up at work. You know, so taking Ubers and taking lifts from mic to mic, that would get expensive really fast. And we're talking like, I don't know, what, $100 a day, maybe, at that. You know, one lift from here to one mic, that's like maybe what, $25-$30. It's about a 30-minute drive. And then from that mic to another mic, which is going to be another 15-20 minutes, you know, so, and then go from there back home, so another 20-30 minutes. So you know, you figure $20 each trip, it's $60 plus tip, you know, $5, $10, $15, $75, give or take, a night. And do that over a week, you know, 4 nights a week, $75, $150, $300 a week. Over 3 weeks, $1,000 just to do open mics. Like, that's a lot of money. You know, that's a lot of money. And it's just like, yeah, I don't have a lot of bills because I live in Vanessa, but at the same time, it's like, it's $1,000. Oh my gosh, you know. But oh well, got through it. You know, I wrote as much as I could at that time. I watched a lot of comedy. I watched a lot of specials, for sure. There were 2 nights there where I think I watched like 3 specials back to back. Tried doing that. Tried reading. Tried writing. You know, I was home all day. Did everything that I could. And that's about it. That's right. I had all the AC stuff to install the AC. You know, because I didn't want to install the AC because I thought maybe Vanessa was going to be totaled, but she wasn't. So finally get her out of the shop, and then I had to get back to installing the AC, and then I installed the AC and it works, and I'm happy about that. But like, just that took another 2 weeks after that. So, oh my gosh, it was a lot. And then I took that 4-day sabbatical on the coast after Labor Day in September, which was cool. That was nice. That was different. Definitely very relaxing. But then after that, it was mics and comedy and writing and reviewing your set and everything. Like every week, all the way up until I took those 2 weeks off in December of last year. I can say that now, December of last year. And yeah, dude, those 2 weeks, I don't know what it is, right? Because I didn't have Vanessa for that month. I didn't have Vanessa for like a month in January, a year ago now, when she had her accident. And like, I didn't feel the switch the way I did when I took those 2 weeks off, where I'm just like, dude, I'm burning out. Like, I am creatively like burning myself out right now, and I feel it and I know it. And so I was like, let's just take 2 weeks off. It started as a week, but then at the end of that first week, I'm like, all right, let's do 2 weeks, because I'm barely resetting back to normal on the 6th day of the first week. Like, the 6th day of the first week, I actually felt normal, if that makes sense, where like everything that I'd been doing finally like went away, and I wasn't so like amped, you know. So did that, did 2 weeks, come back 2 weeks later, do my sets, and I just feel so mentally refreshed and creatively renewed, and my jokes feel good, and I just get on stage and I just do my thing. I just do my thing now. I just go up there and I just do my thing, and I have fun, and the audience has fun, and I'm vibing with the audience, and I'm just like, all right, do they want to hear jokes? Do they just want to hear me talk to them? Like, what's going on here? And I just feel my way through it, and I'm so much more clued in now, you know. And I think maybe what happened is that I was so mentally locked into creative mode of like, write jokes, review your set, review your act, you know, what's a new punchline, what's a new angle, you know, what's a new thing that you can do, build out the set, make it better, get it better, you know, constantly just creating stuff. That, like, being so focused on creating material and jokes and everything made me forget that I also need to be a person on stage, and that my jokes aren't strictly just jokes for me, right? I'm not just up there saying setup, premise, setup, punchline. No, I'm more personable, right? I like to be personable. I like to talk to the audience. I like to get to know them a little bit, so that way I'm vibing with them. They feel heard, and I'm connected with them. And then I talk to them about the things that I see and the things that I feel with my jokes, right? So it's not just like, I'm not just talking at them, I'm talking to them, right? And taking that 2 weeks away helped me reset that for me, so that when I do go on stage, now I'm being just a personable person who's also got some jokes in the back of his head to talk about things, you know. And I'm very happy I did it. I'm very happy I did it. I've enjoyed every set that I've done since then, and it feels really good, honestly. This last week, I didn't do too many sets this last week, for a variety of reasons. Wasn't intentional though. Like, I went and I did a set on Sunday, which was actually a really good set. I'm very happy with how that set went. That was a very nice set. It was a very late set, after midnight, dead last. Mike was outside. It was windy. It was cold. I did it for like these two girls who were like cuddled up next to each other. Everyone else was comics in the back, but I made everybody laugh, so I'm happy with that. And like, I thought about doing my material, but I didn't do my material because I'm like, dude, it's so cold out here and it's so windy and it's so obviously not an ideal setup, that trying to like do jokes in this environment, it's not gonna work, because it's not gonna connect, because people are obviously thinking about how cold it is and how windy it is, and the only people are these two girls who are like cuddling up next to each other. So, you know, I'm not gonna do these jokes. So I ended up just ranting about the entire situation, about like how I waited 2 hours to do 3 minutes for two ladies who are all cuddled up, and like how where I'm at right now is basically like this is terrible. Like, this is not good. This is an awful situation to be in. And then I started making fun of the girls, because I'm just like, look at you guys, you're all cuddled up and warm in your friendship. Like, what are you guys doing? What's that about? Right? I wish I had a friend, right? Stuff like that. But it worked though. Everybody was laughing. And it was fun. It was fun. It was funny. People were laughing. Got a few handshakes afterward from some comics, so that was nice. And yeah, Monday I didn't do a mic. I forget why. I worked on Monday. There was that. But I forget why I didn't do a mic on Monday. I think there was something I had to do on Tuesday. I don't remember. Tuesday I tried to do 2 mics, but the first mic I went to, the list was already full. Second mic I went up, but I went up a little late. Same thing. Had fun with the audience. It was just 2 ladies. The rest were mainly comics. Had a good set there. Wednesday was New Year's Eve. I didn't do any mics on New Year's Eve. I was actually at work at midnight on New Year's Eve. I wanted to come home for midnight, but combination of tables taking some time to leave and just having a bunch of stuff that I needed to do myself to get done for work. Like, when it was 12:34, I'm like, no, not 12:34. When it was 11:34, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not gonna try to get out of here. It's like, it's not gonna happen, because I'm 20 minutes away from my sister's spot, and it's 11:34, and I know I'm not close to getting all my side work done. So I'm just gonna stick around here for midnight for New Year's Eve, and that's what happened. So it was pretty cool though, because a lot of the front of house staff and the kitchen, we had like some champagne glasses, and I had some non-alcoholic bubbles, and we all just like cheers and toasted to the new year, counted down and everything. That was cool. Also, that was an instance of like where one of my dreams that I had actually came true. I had a dream that I would be in that exact situation like 2 years ago. It was actually the dream that convinced me to move to Houston, but that's a whole other story. So it was pretty cool, because I'm just like, holy crap, one of my dreams just came true. But then, yeah, that was Wednesday night, and then after that I just came home and just chilled by myself, thought a little bit, chatted a little bit with Grok AI, and then I just went to sleep. Thursday was New Year's Day. We had like a social thing for the staff at work, and that was cool. I'm happy I went to that. I kind of thought about not going, but that's another story. I don't want to get into that. And then Friday, yesterday was my day off, so I just chilled all day, hung out with a buddy of mine yesterday. We got some burgers, and then played some games. Then I just came back, and here we are. So yeah, 2025 was a year of building out Vanessa, like a lot, just a lot more than I wanted to, because I knew I was going to put in that AC, because I still want to do the podcast in Vanessa. That's why I installed the AC, and also just, it makes being in her so much more convenient and comfortable, honestly, having that AC in there. But the accident in January was definitely unforeseen, and then all the mechanical problems that came up were definitely unforeseen. But she feels solid to drive now, so I hope there's no other major issues, knock on wood, that come up this year. I've got a few little things that I want to fix on her here and there, and I'm gonna do that. But in terms of like a major problem, just hope no more major problems. Like, I can deal with a flat. I fixed a flat before on Vanessa. That's not too big a deal. But just we'll see how it goes. 2026. Hopefully 2026 is a smoother year than 2025. I had desires to start the podcast last year. I had desires to start an open mic last year. neither of those things came true. I didn't get to either of those things. But I mean, I still made progress on them in different ways. And, you know, it is what it is. And when it's ready, when things are ready and things are good to go, and I'm able to like really be like, all right, now I can start. Because now I've taken care of as many of the possible contingencies or potential issues that I could run into. Like now I can begin it with the intention of just like, it's not going to stop. Like, I'm not going to stop. And that's the thing with podcasting that I've observed, is that you can't stop. Like, you have to start, and then you've got to be consistent about it for like years. So, oh well, we'll see how that goes. I've been pretty consistent about the weekly updates. I've done it for over a year now, every Saturday, except for one or two here and there. I know one I posted it a day late because it didn't post from my phone, and then the other time I was just so busy. At the time that I should have did it, I didn't do it. So, oh well. But here we are, 2026, first of the year. Happy about it. Happy with how things turned out from 2025. Progress was made, not as much as I would have liked. Obstacles were hit, but they were overcome. Faith was tested, but it remains. So, here's to a new year. God dang it. All right, but that's everything. You know, I could probably keep talking on and on and on, but I'm happy with that. So thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want. And in case you were wondering, you know, I'm out here. I'm about to put up the Christmas tree for my sister. So that's why I also said, let me just do this right here, right now. But yeah, thank you very much. Like and subscribe if you would like to. Whoever you are, if you're watching this, you got this far. Have a good day, and God bless.